Robert Pattinson is doing a little backtracking. The star of the upcoming The Batman reversed course on an assertion he's made a couple of times in recent months, that Batman isn't actually a superhero. Pattinson first put forth his Bat opinion during a conversation with the New York Times in October of last year. While it's understandable that his opinion would be a touch controversial among fans, it's also kind of tough to argue with. And it illustrates the interesting approach the actor seems to be taking to portraying the character. He said, "Batman's not a hero, he's a complicated character. I don't think I could ever play a real hero. There's always got to be something a little bit wrong. Batman's morality is a little bit off. He's not the golden boy, unlike almost every other comic book character. There is a simplicity to his worldview, but where it sits is strange, which allows you to have more scope with the character." Okay, that's all well and good, but Pattinson really ran into trouble in December during a sit-down with Today. At that time, the star doubled down in a big way.
It's not a superhero.
Whoa, forgive me.
It's weird, I always balk at it, and I'm like, it doesn't count. You need to have like magical powers.
I mean,
to
it's got a cape.
All we can do is speculate as to whether Pattinson has ever heard of the many superheroes who don't technically have any powers. Of course, when he finally did reverse track on this controversial opinion, Pattinson did so in typically cheeky fashion. Speaking with Time Out, the actor explained that he thought he'd lost the role when the fact that he was being eyed for it by Warner Brothers was publicly leaked. He was obviously excited when he was cast, but ever since landing the coveted part, the star has been the subject of plenty of fan complaints. Some of them, it seems, just don't think he's cut out for the role, and those "not a superhero" remarks didn't do anything to win them over. Pattinson is quite aware of that fact, and he explained to Time Out that if he had simply brushed up a bit more on his DC lore, he wouldn't have said what he said. That said, he didn't exactly back all the way off his comments. According to him, "I wasn't educated about the subject. People got very angry about it. It's bizarre. I still can't understand the argument. Okay, he's a superhero. I'm sorry." The next headline: Pattinson retracts. Batman is in fact a superhero. He takes it back. Despite the insane level of scrutiny that comes with being cast as a Caped Crusader, Pattinson is still beyond excited for those fans to actually see the film. He said, "I'm only worried about whether people like it when it's done. Right now, people can think what they want. It's the coolest thing ever. I still can't really believe it. We suppose this backtracking can't hurt his standing with the fans, but many of them will forever disparage Pattinson's casting purely because of his involvement with the Twilight saga."
It's all superhero stuff, right? What if I'm not the hero? What if I'm the bad guy?
We've pointed this out on several occasions before, but since a lot of fans seem to keep missing it, we're going to go ahead and do it again. Pattinson is a far better actor than his stint in the Twilight movies would suggest. For recent evidence, look no further than his incredible performance in The Lighthouse. If you're still not convinced, we submit 2017's Good Time, a harrowing crime drama from the Safdie brothers, who just turned in another minor masterpiece with Uncut Gems. Pattinson's desperate turn as a crook trying to scrounge up the dough to spring his simple-minded brother from jail must be seen to be believed. Pattinson also delivered a stunning performance in the 2018 sci-fi drama High Life, in which he portrayed one of two survivors of a doomed deep space mission. What we're saying here is that Pattinson has spent his entire post-Twilight career absolutely crushing it in extremely challenging roles. That's why we're so certain that Pattinson is a perfect choice to play Batman. Of course, the proof will be in the finished product. The Batman is currently before the cameras and is slated to hit the big screen on June 25th, 2021. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the bell so you don't miss a single one.